What's up, guys? Rick Dem here, Holy Moly Outdoors. So thankful you guys could join us today because we got an exciting one. It's a late night tank test Thursday. It is May 24th, 2018. We're just getting to the end of the month and we have some great openers coming just in a little short time. And I'm really excited to share this today because in this transition time I've been having a lot of fun chasing and targeting bass. Largemouth bass has been a lot of it specifically, but we're also getting into targeting some smallmouth too. So I want to showcase today's test tank to be a little bit in the bass realm. This time of the year, fish are generally coming out of that pre-spawn mode. They're in the full spawn, or some of them already have spawned and they are post-spawn now. So there's a great few I have found effective baits in our local stuff that really works well in that case. So we're going to break it down with 6 different lures that cover all your range of depths for this time of the year and really are effective. So it cannot be said enough on some of these how popular this technique may be. So I want to first start out with the lures that'll kind of be when you're finding fish more on the shallow end. So the thing that I've been using a lot lately, because these fish have been really aggressive and holding tight to cover, I'm throwing a stick bait style Senko. And this happens to be, I believe, a Yamamoto Senko, but there's a lot of companies that make them out there. But I have this Wacky rigged to give it a little bit more action. You guys can see just with a little bit of movement there, you really can get those legs going and it really drives the fish wild. I have it rigged up on a 1/16 ounce VMC weighted Wacky hook, and this is a great little deal because it allows you to fish and cover more water instead of just an unweighted version. If your fish are sitting in really shallow stuff, I would take this off and just a normal Wacky rig hook on there and throw it in the weeds. But we'll start with that guy. The second one is going to be something kind of more in your intermediate depths, from your 5 to 10 feet deep, when those fish get off the spawn and they start holding a structure. And necessarily like docks, I would say docks are another great choice for this, because this lure will excel at representing a baitfish imitation. Whether it's a perch or you got a bluegill, that is a perfect lure right there in a tube jig to represent that. So I generally am throwing this on light spinning gear and twitching it around those docks, finding where those fish are at. If I'm also in a search mode where I really am looking to find where some fish are and then I can slow down and fish some different patterns after the fact, I'm going to run a Wicked Lures Bass Killer. You guys have seen a video I already did on this. I'll link it up there. But the Wicked Bass Killer is one that really shines because of the way that it's made. And it really, in this kind of the year when you have fish that are up in the weeds still, it's a great way to pull some of those fish out of there. Now, it can't be forgotten this time of the year as these fish transition to throw some reaction baits. And one of those reaction baits that I love to throw is a square bill. So I have here a Rapala Brat, and this happens to be the bone craw. I love throwing these shallow square bills up and against cover where you got tree limbs, you got docks, you got grass. They work great in those situations. So we're going to showcase that guy. And we got a jerkbait as the next one, because these hard baits for me definitely shine. So I'm going to run probably one on each of these rods and be able to really fully cover all my bases when I'm out on the water. So this jerkbait represents one of the recently stocked trout in a lot of our lakes. So these bass really get feeding heavy on those, especially after everything has taken place during the spawn. You're going to have fish wanting to start feeding back up, and they're going to get really snappy and aggressive. So a jerkbait is a great one to have, especially a suspending one. And then lastly, we can't start talking about aggressive fish and into June without saying topwater. Topwater is becoming one of my favorite ways to catch these fish. It can be frustrating as all get out when you can see fish blowing up all the time on your stuff, but let me tell you, there's nothing more rewarding than being able to get a really nice bass on something on the top water. So for this lure, we got the Lunker Hunt new one that they've come out for 2017 and 2018. This happens to be the Sunfish with a prop tail. It's a really cool bait, gives a nice subtle movement on the surface, but really looks like a bluegill that is fleeing away. So we're going to showcase you guys these in the test tank and really get a look at what these will do for your bass fishing, and we might even be able to throw a little bit of fishing footage on there as well. So stay tuned and we'll catch you. Alright, and for the Wacky Rig Senko, you guys can see here just how much movement you get out of those legs when you're hooked that way. So this falls with the jig head leading, and it really creates a nice quiver for those ends to do, and then you can fish it however you want, but you'll definitely catch some fish's attention with a Wacky Rig Senko style stick bait. Alright guys, so here you got the tube jig now. This is a great bait to be rigging and throwing around docks, a little bit deeper cover, but you also want to represent the spawning or feeding fish that are at the time. And in this case, perch and bluegill makes a great imitator for those bass that are feeding at that point in the spawn. So I always have a tube jig or two in my box as well. Looks killer. Alright, and there is that wicked bass killer there in the black and chartreuse, ready to definitely attract and whack some big ones. Great movement, great attraction, great flash, killer bait. Here's that Brat in the water, showing some of that side to side wobble in the current. Really is going to do well. Some big bass sitting up on cover, docks, wood. I cannot wait to get this wet. Alright, and here we got that dynamic suspending jerkbait. Really is one that's going to be a good bite trigger on some big old bass. And here's that Lunker Hunt prop Sunfish, and let me tell you guys, you can see that tail moves when you burn on top of across the water like a buzz bait. That thing really rips across, makes some great movement for fish to key in on, and a great top water to have in the arsenal. Alright guys, so there you have it. Hope you guys saw a lot of really neat stuff on why those lures are so effective with the different action they make, and that you can impart as well. It really just draws in more fish and is so effective for this time of the season. So I cannot wait to get back out on the water and really do some more of this real soon. So if you like what you saw here guys, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel below. We're going to link down in everything, the description for the products. And yeah, we're got a lot more stuff on the way. So thank you so much. You take care of yourselves. We'll catch you on the water here real soon. Fish on!